on digital radio, on the app, on your smartphone, on X, YouTube, and Facebook. The Sportscast. Basketball in March.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk presented by The Sportscast.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk with Victor Arocho and Byron Jones. And here's your host, Victor Arocho.
Actually, not Victor Arocho. I am Joey Bag of Donuts sitting in for Victor Arocho this week. But luckily, we still have the other half of the Jersey Boys podcast. Byron, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, man. Sorry that I was late, man. I had to deal with them kids at the last minute.
No problem. That's okay. We were having a good time talking about everything else, so no problem. Mr. Froggy, how you doing?
All right, Joe Bag of Donuts, man. How's it, man? How's it been?
We are good. Pamela, how you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Glad to be here, guys. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so Pamela, you're in
Miss
Florida.
Pamela, how you doing?
Froggy, you're in
Hey,
New
Froggy.
York. Byron, you're on the other side of Pennsylvania, and I'm on the western side of Pennsylvania. I hope that we have bad storms about to come through. So I hope that if I get knocked, if I disappear, it's because some storm knocked us out or something like that. But how has the weather been for everybody lately?
It's like here it's like 80 degrees today. It was hot.
Yeah, it was hot here too.
Yeah,
It was about that here.
It's been a rough winter for the people up north in the Northeast. We've had it's been a lot of snow. I know, Pamela, you don't have to worry about snow or even cold weather or anything like that.
Oh, no, we've been cold. I got to tell you, we spent a few days in the 20s.
That's it? 20s. That's all?
20s. Hey, this area is not made for that. I mean, I'm made for that. It's too hot for me. Born and raised right here, and I can't stand the heat.
For Florida people, 20 degrees is like negative 30 for us Northeast folks. That is
very cold.
That is anything below freezing in Florida. Like, do you even have a sweater? Do you even have like anything when it gets cold?
Leather jackets, sweaters, sweatshirts, absolutely.
Okay. Well, let's get started on our first topic. Cam Skattebo apologized for tasteless joke on CTE and asthma. He basically said CTE doesn't exist or something like that, and asthma doesn't exist either. I think he said something like, "Why don't you just breathe?" Which is just one of the silliest things I've ever heard. I encountered this. I didn't know what was going on, and all I saw was a headline of Cam Skattebo apologizing for what he said. But I mean, this is just all silliness. Should we even care what Cam Skattebo thinks about medical issues? No.
And I'm assuming he was just kidding, right? Like just trying to be funny, not funny.
To some people, that ain't funny.
Well, it's not funny. Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, I dealt with people in my family with asthma, and I know what that's all about. It's the scariest thing you want to ever see in your life, because if you don't catch your breath, this person could pass away. And you're scrambling in your mind. What do? You got to know how to react to stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm hoping he just will learn his lesson. Not that, tasteless jokes like that ain't funny to some people. And same thing with CTE. When your mind is wrong and messed up, it's like, that's not funny neither. So I hope he learned his lesson and get past it. And, he's a good guy, man. I always liked the kid. So he made a mistake, and, hopefully he can learn from it.
You can tell that he doesn't know the history, as far as, in the NFL with, CTE. You figure, with what's his name, Mike Webster with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
I think the offensive tackle, they had another one, that had an issue with it. Dave Dorson, Junior Seau.
I was just gonna say Junior. Yeah.
You need to
man.
know.
Don't forget Junior, man. That's right. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's where it all started.
The NFL, as far as with CTE, before you open your pie hole and saying something so, insensitive, because that really was, insensitive, and it was insulting, the loved ones that lost somebody because of that.
Yeah.
Right.
And Byron, like the whole thing is, he doesn't know that he won't be in that same position at some point. Football is, something that has caused a lot of guys to have that, so it's better not to
run your pie hole.
Yes.
Yeah. I think he learned a valuable lesson. Like, just watch what you say. Just be a little more mindful. And he's a young guy. Sometimes you just
very young.
You just don't know. So let's talk about Giants free agency. They've had Byron, what do you think about the free agency so far? They got some people. They acquired some people. Are you happy with what they got so far?
Yeah, they've got the pieces, as far as, we got a new punter, thank God. We don't have the Scottish hammer or whatever they call the guy. A kicker, we need one of those because Graham Gano, would never make it through the season, the last 2, 3, 4 seasons. Defensive tackle, we filled that, the linebacker position with Tremaine, Edmonds, a couple cornerbacks, they signed in a receiver, Mooney, so the holes that they need to fill, they're filling them. And then, as soon as, the NFL draft comes, then they'll fill up a couple more holes. But yeah, I like what they've done so far.
What about Illuminor? Are you glad to see they re-signed him?
Yes, I'm glad that they re-signed him because he did a great job, right tackle. The only one that I'm still bent out of shape about is Evan Neal, our number 7 pick, who hasn't panned down, who hasn't played a lick, who's god awful, and they re-signed him at the veterans minimum. So they're going to kick the tires a little bit more with him. And maybe they can make him a serviceable backup guard, but we'll see.
Yeah, Byron, I heard they're trying to get rid of the Tibbs, your linebacker. What's up with that?
Because they re-signed him for the 5th year option, and he's been good, but he's not lived up to the 5th player picked in the draft kind of good. For an edge rusher, that's a ton of money. If they decide, they want to sign him, that could be $30 or $35 million. He's not right now a $30 or $35 million a year edge rusher. So, my thinking is maybe they're going to keep him, until the trading deadline. Somebody, one of those playoff teams that needs that guy, and trade for him, and get something for him. But right now they would get nothing but wait till the trade line and then trade him. But right now,
yeah. But what kind of pick do you think you'll get for him? I mean, he's the fifth pick in the draft. What was that? 2023 or 2022 or something?
22, yeah.
What now? They'd be lucky to get a late day pick, a 5th, 6th, or 7th pick, for him. But if they wait, during the season and he's playing well, and then trade him, maybe you might get, a 2, 3, or 4, for him.
Well, don't be trying to come fleece the Jets for him because we ain't giving you no 2nd round pick for him. I seen something like that fly up, so that ain't gonna happen.
I'm gonna be nice to the Jets. I'm gonna be nice to the Jets.
Yeah, he wore green before, but maybe a 5th rounder and something that could turn into a 3, maybe 2 years from now, maybe we work out soon.
That's too much.
He's making 14, almost 15 million this year. I can't believe. I'm surprised they would sign that 5th year option.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why would you can't let him walk for nothing. You got to get something for him. You can't do like they done, and Victor talked about this before, like with Daniel Jones, basically nothing. Saquon Barkley, nothing. And then turn around, you're the guy that's the 5th player picked in the draft, and then you get nothing. Nah, that's not a good thing. Keep doing.
Yeah.
I understand that completely.
Oh man.
As a Dolphins fan, there's a lot you got. I'm glad you understand because I don't understand what the Dolphins are doing.
I don't either.
Pamela, are you happy to see Tua go?
Yes, very happy. I was very upset that we signed him to that huge contract. We should have taken the 5th-year option. There was no reason to do what we did. In my book, he hadn't shown anything yet. He played pretty good, but was he like lights out? We could count on him? No. And with this health issues, we didn't know what was coming up. It was dumb. I'm glad we got rid of the GM. I mean, yeah, I was glad to see Tua go. And I have a cousin that's a big Atlanta fan, and he's like, I don't want him.
Right. The worst, the best situation you could have in the NFL as a team is if you have a good quarterback on a rookie contract.
Yep.
Now, the second best is if you have a good quarterback on an expensive contract if he's still good and you pay him a lot. But what the Dolphins did, he was not good and they paid him a lot of money. So they got the worst of both worlds. And that just did not
Hey,
work.
Pamela's not the only one in that boat. Arizona Cardinals is with, Kyler Murray. They eating a lot of that money as well. So, Pamela, don't feel bad. You're not the only one in that boat.
I know. I agree with that about Arizona. They've had that same problem, but I think we might have recouped $1 million of $99 million that we have to pay him. In my book, we should have kept him as the water boy for the water boy. He could clean toilets. He could pass out popcorn. We're going to pay him that money. We ought to get something for it. That was my thought.
I don't know.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired. That's all I can say.
I can't see him. I can't see him figuring out a coffee order for the whole team. I can't see him. He would mess up. He would spill hot coffee.
I thought Jet
or
fans,
something like that. That just is not going to
I
work.
think
hey
you're
Joey,
right.
I thought Jet fans were real harsh on their team, but Pam just took it to another level right there, man.
Hey,
Yeah, but she's right. She's right. I mean, Tua deserves that.
Pamela, I feel for you. You know how I am. I'm a Jet fan. You know we're terrible. Just so you know, I know how that feels. So don't feel bad. You're much better off to know that we're a dysfunctional family. You guys got at least something going on. So
I don't know what it is, but we'll see.
Froggy, are you happy
Yeah.
with Geno Smith?
Yeah, I am. I'm actually so happy that I know a pass will get past the 10-yard line. Okay, he's gonna get the ball down the field. He's not gonna. First thing he's gonna, get back there and not think about running. He's gonna think about trying to get Garrett Wilson the ball and get Adele Mitchell the ball. Man, these dudes can ball. And last year, Phil's. He probably didn't have the weapons. Garrett got hurt. He still led the team in receiving yards. Can you believe that? He still led us in receiving yards, and he played only like 6 games. So just imagine
Geno's
if he
pretty
gets the
scrappy.
ball.
He's pretty scrappy guy. I think he's a decent quarterback. Maybe not awesome, but a decent quarterback.
Yeah, listen, he's a Miami kid. He knows how to play football. And I mean, he grew up through this league the hard way, and I think this is his last go around, and I'm happy the Jets got him actually. So we'll see what happens.
Frog.
What's up?
He doesn't have to worry about being beat up this second go round in the Jets.
What do you mean? Do you mean what, from his own teammates or what?
Yeah.
Hey, Byron, I was you got to say that one more time, and I need to hear you say it again one more time.
Say what? Oh,
What you just said? Did you say something? I didn't hear you.
Remember the last time he was with the Jets and he got, he had an altercation with a guy in the locker room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He that was when he was young, Byron. He didn't really know how the league was. He had to grow up. You get smacked in the mouth sometimes when you're young. Then you have to grow up. I think he grew up from that. And, that's behind him now. I don't even think he worries about that. And the other guy he's not even in the league probably. And look at this guy, the career he's had. He's still playing. So, let's see what happens.
Okay.
Geno Smith is 35, and That's darn right. That's a baby compared to the Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers. So I can't complain about a quarterback being old.
No doubt.
So Joey, let me ask you this: how do you feel about Rodgers coming back?
We have no choice.
Yeah.
There are
Is he
no
coming
other
back, though?
options for the Steelers. There's what was supposed to happen was Aaron Rodgers was supposed to only be there for 1 year, which was last year, and then this year we were supposed to draft our wonderful quarterback in the first round, and we were all going to live happily ever after. And then what happened was there are no good quarterbacks in the first round except for Mendoza, and he's going to go number 1. The Steelers can't get to him, so now they got to wait another year and hope that there's good quarterbacks in next year's draft. And so we'll see. So we're stuck with now a 43-year-old quarterback and hope that it just works this time.
The Giants got the good quarterback in the draft the season before.
You know,
they got the one,
and they got him in and late in the first round, which
Yep.
you know you're supposed to, you know, they say only the good quarterbacks are like in the top 10 or something like that, and they got him in the late first round. But this year it's Mendoza that's going to go number 1, and then this Ty Simpson is supposed to be it. And I mean there's just arguments all over the place about this guy. I just hear all those a week about the who was that, Dan Orlovsky saying that he's good or whatever. It's like I don't see this, that I don't think he's actually any good. So Steelers are gonna have to wait.
Trying to say that he was better than Mendoza. You know, sort of the I was like, really? Mendoza's 6'5", played the whole. You know, he's played a ton of games, 35 games. Ty Simpson's only played 15. That was one of Bill Parcells' big things. You know, as far as a college quarterback, you know, had to have at least like 35 or 40 starts or whatever it was. He wanted a quarterback that played a lot.
Yeah, and Simpson's only played like I think 15 games or something like that. So just not enough. And Simpson does not, like you said with the size, Simpson does not have the size. I think he's like just a little over 6 foot. He just does not. It's just there's a lot of red flags there. Hey, maybe he'll be good, but you know, Dan Orlovsky saying that I think just makes him look really bad because he and Simpson are in the same agency. So he has reason to, you know, maybe Simpson's agent told him to pump him up or something like that. So that's just a real bad look for Orlovsky.
Hey, Byron, didn't you say, didn't I see that Parcells is still chatting it up a little bit with the Giants, kind of helping out with some eyes, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I guess he helps out, you know, when they call him, because you figure, you know, he lives in the area between up here, you know, down in Florida, and you know, he is 84 or 85 years old. So, you know, yeah, I would listen to him, you know, as far as, you know, 2 Super Bowls and all the things that he's done, you know, for the NFL. He's a Hall of Fame coach. And, you know,
Aaron Glenn still talks to him.
Yeah. And
our coach talks to him.
And that theory, you know, having a quarterback, you know, play a lot, it works. It really does.
That was Parcells' thing. Quarterback has to have a lot of experience in college. So yeah.
Look, like Brock Purdy. Look at him. He played a whole bunch of games in Iowa State. Look how well even though he was a 7th round pick, but look at him. You know, his success.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's done really well. Yeah, Parcells to me would have had another Super Bowl with the Cowgirls had Jerry Jones not chosen what's his name over Parcells. I mean, that he had that team poised to win, and then you get, can't even think of his name right now, you know, the wide receiver with the big head and the big mouth.
Terrell Owens.
You're going to have to be more specific. Oh, was it Terrell Owens?
Yeah, I know, right. I mean, there's so many. Yeah. Terrell Owens, yeah. Because Parcells said, choose him or me. And Jerry Jones gets what he gets. And as long as he's had, Cowgirls won't ever do anything. Not anymore.
I can't imagine what it's like being a Cowboys fan or being just being anywhere, anything involving with the Cowboys and have to dealing with that
Hey,
guy.
I got a lot of fans that are Cowboys fans. Come on, man. Like, there's a lot of fans out there that are Cowboys
it's tough
fans.
dealing with him. The
There
hardest part,
is, but
the hardest
gotta
part of
be
the team
hopeless.
is the owner. I mean, how crazy is
Hey,
it
you
that
could be worse. You could be a Jet fan.
I don't know. I think you know what? I'd rather have Jerry Jones than.
All right,
Woody
see, Joe,
Johnson.
you coming to you thinking about that now. Would you rather be a Jet fan or a Cowboy fan, Joe, if you had to?
Cowboys.
All right, then. Case closed.
I am no fan of Woody Johnson. I think he's a terrible owner, and I'm no fan
It's
of him.
all good, brother.
But it has to be hard being a fan of the Cowboys and just dealing with, because Jerry Jones has to make everything about him. No other owner has like a weekly press conference that says outrageous things and make everything about him.
Yep.
I mean,
He got outrageous money. He can do whatever he wants.
That's true.
That's pretty much all he's got.
Yeah, but you have other owners that got more money than him, but for some reason, like what Joey said, that he makes it about himself. You have way more money he has, but for some reason he just he's got to be like P. Diddy, all up in the video.
Oh man, shots fired. There's a lot of shots fired tonight, man. P. Diddy, we get this is getting really off script, guys. Let's get right back to the program.
But it's true. It's true.
All up in the video.
He speaks the truth.
I don't understand.
You got to be one of them dancers in the back.
I don't understand how these NFL owners, who clearly are smart enough to become billionaires, yet when it comes to owning a sports franchise, they make the dumbest moves. They just let their ego get in the way. I'm thinking of the Cleveland Browns owner that insisted on trading for Deshaun Watson, or Jerry Jones and the whole Micah Parsons thing. Just pay the guy, you would have been fine. And now they had to do all kinds of maneuvers to try to make up for it.
Yep. And you think about it, one of the things a smart person knows is what they know and what they don't know. When you try and, put yourself in, you're going to make decisions about stuff you're not good at, you're not that smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let the people. Isn't Jerry Jones like the general manager of the team or something like that?
Right?
He owns the team too, so he does everything.
It's silly, but poor guy. He's only worth $10 billion. I don't know. I think how does he sleep at night? On to the draft. I guess Ohio State either had their pro day or they're having their pro day contingent. I believe even Harbaugh was there. Everything I'm seeing in the draft, at least the mock drafts, have the Giants taking Sonny Styles. Would you be okay with that, Byron?
Even though we picked up Tremaine Edmonds, I would be just fine with that. I would prefer Caleb Downs, but I would be fine with this kid too.
How many linebackers do you need? My goodness.
Until you have enough.
Yeah.
You better take Jeremiah Love if he's sitting up there.
Wait a minute here. Joey, answer me this. How is it at Ohio State, they got in the top 10, I think they got about 4 or 5 players that are top 10 players. How is it that they did not win the national championship?
Seriously.
How is it possible?
Seriously. They have almost the best player at every position. Why, Pamela? Why?
Overrated. Overrated. Seriously, you think about it. Look who they play all year. If you're going to play cupcake team after cupcake team and only throw in a couple of tough games, you're just not going to be that prepared. And maybe individually, these guys are really good. I'm not saying they're not good players. I'm just saying, how tested are they? Go get you a schedule. Quit playing Eastern Ohio, Western Ohio, Northern Ohio, Miami of Ohio. Quit. Go play a schedule.
Yeah, but
that's a U fan right there talking. A Florida
That's a
fan talking.
Gator fan. I'm the Gator one.
Oh yeah, SEC. She was real SEC on that one, man. She was not.
What happened to the Gators? Why?
I hear you.
Florida has just been not that great for
Not
quite
that great
What
in a
happened?
while. Yep.
It's
One
just-
of the things we do play a schedule. We play a schedule that is ridiculous year after
the
year.
SEC is tough.
Yeah, it's very
Oh, the
hard to
SEC
come
is-
out of that alive. It's very hard. But we should have won quite a few games. We just didn't. I'm liking what our new head coach is doing. I'm liking some things that I'm seeing this season. So I'm hoping.
You know,
Yeah, but if Florida went back to the old way with Urban Meyer and get all them gangsters that he had down there, they'd be winning.
And I am not an Urban Meyer fan. I can tell you that.
how is it that they had like all of these questionable people, and then Tim Tebow, who was like the most
Yeah, he had Tim Tebow as his
Guy,
quarterback,
right?
while the rest of them were thugs.
Yep.
What's
I
up
mean,
with that?
and that was straight up on Urban Meyer too. Urban Liar, as I like to call him, Urban Liar.
worst
More
NFL
shots.
coach ever. When Urban
he's
Meyer was a coach of the Jaguars, he was the worst. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was horrific.
Yeah, that didn't work out too good.
No,
He wasn't the only one. Greg Schiano didn't work out good in Tampa Bay neither, so don't just throw him under the bus.
back.
But back in my here goes Froggy. Check this out. Remember when Lou Holtz was one of the head coaches? He was the head coach of the Jets. How long that last?
He was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Jets?
Yep.
Yes,
That had to be in the 70s or something.
Yeah.
it was.
Wow.
I was gonna say, Byron, I was running around with a snotty nose, and I think I was about maybe 6, maybe, when he was a coach and stuff. I didn't realize he was the coach then. I don't know. My dad, he didn't explain to me who the coaches were, until I got about 9 or 10. So Lou Holtz I know he was a Jet something, with Eubank, and you're
Nah,
just
he ain't
throwing me
got-
under the bus, Byron. Just throw me under the bus. Shots fired again.
I'm sorry.
One
No,
year.
not really.
My
1976. He was a coach for just 1 year.
1 year. Yep.
Yep.
Here's a great college coach.
I thought so. Hey, listen, this is the theme of the New York Jets, guys. Hear me out on this one. We had a coach that lasted 1 year in Lou Holtz. Then we had another coach that lasted 24 hours one day in Bill Belichick. So,
Bill Belichick, yeah.
Yeah.
He wrote on a napkin. He's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I quit. There you go.
I'm not even going to do a year for you. I'm just going to leave right now.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I hate to tell you what I call the Jets. I call you the Jesters. I have a name for everybody. You'll learn that, especially Barfalo. Barfalo, I can't stand Barfalo, of course. But it was Aaron Rodgers, because you guys were poised. Your defense was so good a couple of years ago. I mean, you were poised. And I liked Stila, your head coach. I thought he was a good head coach. I thought Poison Rodgers came in there and he got everybody fired. And now poor Joey Bag of Donuts has to deal with Poison Rodgers. So,
You know what?
Hey, you know what? I mean, what happened to Salas is that Joe Douglas threw his butt under the bus. Okay, he didn't want Rodgers maybe to come in because he had everything going his way. But yet, when you get a guy like Rodgers and you got Joe Douglas thinking we're so close, which the Jets weren't that close. Like, you haven't really went to the playoffs, but how close can you be? So you want to get Aaron Rodgers to get you to the playoffs or to the Super Bowl? What do you want him for? But they had some people in the building. They let him out. And look at Sam Donald. He's doing good for himself. So,
the
the Jets
was
just terrible.
the Jets handed Aaron Rodgers the team. They let him
Yep.
run
Yeah, they
everything.
just gave it
That's
to him.
what I'm
He
saying.
bought-
When Aaron Rodgers
brought
went to
in
the
all
Steelers,
his
they're like,
buddies.
no, that's not happening. He's like, buddy, you can play here, but you're not calling any shots, buddy.
and that's what he
The Jets
did.
let him run the team. That was
See, that's what the Jets did. The Jets let him just do whatever the heck he want. Like Russell
Yep.
Wilson went to Denver. They gave him an office in the building.
Mhm.
Like, come on, man.
Mhm.
When other players see that, they don't want to play hard because
Right.
you're singling out all the rest of the guys that come here, work hard, and you're giving the keys to a guy who never played here before. And you're going to let him run us around, bringing his own guys, bringing all his receivers, bringing all his whatever. And the Jets, like Salas, he couldn't say nothing. It was Douglas' call. They fired all
We
of them.
got him
That's what
fired.
you do.
I mean, look at it. That's
Fire 'em
power.
all.
You get the head coach fired. That's pretty powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
he set himself up for it. So, like, hey, man, I feel bad for the Jets. They're dysfunctional and they need to get together soon. So
Do you want Froggy? Do you want Arvel Reese?
I would prefer David Bailey because they say his size and everything, but when you see this guy on the field, he's nonstop. Like, he reminds me of Will Anderson of Alabama, but now I really think he could come into the league and play right now, right next to Demario Davis. Like, I can see him, like, oh my goodness. I just hope they take Bailey. If they take Reese, I have to live with it and deal with Byron talking about the Jane and the gorilla and he looked like Tarzan but play like Jane type stuff. I don't want to hear that right now.
Just remember this name, Vernon Golston. Remember that name.
That's a low blow. Oof.
That's a shots fired again. Yet again. Here we go.
Yeah, man. No, if Pamela wasn't on this show, that was low, Byron.
I'm sorry. Well, kind of sort of.
No, to hold back for me, man.
Pamela, who are you hoping the Dolphins?
My mother raised me well, Pamela.
right.
Pamela,
So
who are
I
you
think,
hoping the Dolphins take?
Like Tarzan
I think
played like Jane.
the Dolphins should pick out of their backyard. Go with the offensive tackle kid from Miami, Francis. I don't want to ruin his name, Malgoa. I mean, we need help on that offensive line. I do like our offensive line coach, and I think he's done a lot with not that much. But you add a kid like that, and he's played some, big game situations. So I think that's who we're going to target. I think that's a good target.
You got a boatload of picks too, Miami. So use them wisely, spend wisely. I'm telling you, you're going to need every
use
one
them
of
wisely.
Well, hey, the GM is a good guy. I mean, look at how good the Packers are. So, and it seems like he wants to build a certain way, build through the draft and stuff. That's what the Packers are known for. So yeah, you gotta draft well. Yeah. And are you
I'm excited.
Are you happy with Malik Willis?
So I'm not sure if I'm happy with Malik Willis or not. I kind of feel like we paid him a lot of money to not know for positive he's going to be our number one guy. We already paid somebody that isn't there anymore and didn't do it. And now we pay him $65 million for 3-year contract, and he's going to be, up for. I'm glad there's going to be a quarterback competition. I think that's the best way to get the best out of any player is make them compete for it. But I hope we made a good decision. I feel like he's got some good skills, but I'm to quote one of my friends, a big time Dolphin fan, Johnny O. I'm gonna wait and see.
Yeah, that's the problem. We just don't know. He had so little experience. It's like it's like that Ty Simpson. It's like, yeah, at times he looked really good, but we don't know. So it's and you're just paying for maybe. And so
hope. We're buying hopium.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot of potential. So we'll see. I see him being like another Jalen Hurts. And so We'll see.
He's that
That's
kind
good
of
for my
guy for
fantasy.
sure.
That's good for my fantasy. I need quarterbacks that can run.
There you go. There you go. I hope the Giants do get Sonny Styles, because every time I come on here and they talk about linebacker, I say it reminds me of he's reminded of Lawrence Taylor, and then I get banned from here. Look at Byron's reaction.
Don't
Don't
do
say
it.
that. Don't do
What
it.
happens every time, Byron? What happens every time?
Look
How
at
can
his
you compare
reaction. They
him
go
to
crazy.
Lawrence Taylor?
Oh, don't compare nobody to Lawrence Taylor.
Nobody.
And for Abdul Carter to want Lawrence Taylor's number, bro, no, that was just wrong.
Wow.
Yeah, he's number 3 now. He took Russell Wilson's number.
Oh no.
That's more like it.
Graham Gano's release seems inevitable. It's coming. Are you going to miss him, Byron? It doesn't sound like it.
He was a good kicker, in his day. He's been around, a long time, but the last 2-3 years he's been hurt every year. I think he has like a neck injury now. They can't release him, until the doctors say he's good to go. So he'll be hanging around, but yeah, I'm glad for the guy. You made a ton of money being a kicker. Have a good life. Spend wisely.
Yeah, he's definitely been around a long time. He's a name that if you watch football for any amount of time, you know that name.
It seems like he's been around forever.
Yep.
Yeah. Najee Harris might go to the Giants. You don't like that?
All right, we got Tyrone Tracy, we got Cam, we got Turbo, we got Devin Singletary. We got 4 running backs right now. So, who are you going to get rid of to get him? And what is his?
You have no need for another running back. You're absolutely right.
Nah, we're good. We got 4.
And really, Najee is just another Cam Skattebo. They're basically the same kind of player, except that Najee can't stay healthy. I mean, he plays that hard running style. He's very slow and hard running. So all he would be is just like a backup in case something happened to Cam. And that's dumb. Yeah,
I think he's burnt out, Joe. I think when he came out of Alabama, he was on that last tail end. You guys burnt him out, and then he's done. That's how I see Najee Harris.
He played a ton in Alabama. And then he played a ton with the Steelers. So yeah, he could be burned out. He could be done. And
you could tell. He's done, man. Running backs don't last long. Your legs start running in the mud. He's got too many injuries. I don't see him, getting no powerful run-ins like he used to have back in Alabama. He's over. You feel me? Look at Jordan Love. That's the running back that you want these days. Someone like a Saquon, like a
Derrick Henry. That's the guy. I mean, that guy is
Derrick
is
the
amazing.
last breed. I think Derrick Henry is the last breed of that hard, Chuck running back type of. To me, he's almost done in his career. I think the running backs that are going to come out now are going to be like Love. They're going to be like Bijan. They got to have them jump cuts, and they are like ballerinas on the football field, man. Look at H-Ad. When he hits a hole, you're not catching him.
That's my man right there.
Yeah, man. Those are the running backs of the future to me, man. Those little, they're going to be, you're not going to be able to catch them, man.
They got a lot of trickeration.
Yes. The hard runners, Najee, they come right at you. They want to run over you. Look what happened to what's the kid in Dallas? What was his name?
Elliott.
All right. Zeke he
Ezekiel.
played a long time though doing it. All right, but it caught up to him at the end. I mean, Zeke was my dude, man. He would run you over, and he did it for a long time. I think longer than expected because he finished with New England just recently, and I think he got traded one more time. I think he's retiring. But him and Henry, were the two hardest runners that, like at today's time, that I think are just dying away. Because
Derrick Henry.
Bijan Robinson and like this kid Achan, those guys are coming, man. And the
Derrick Henry
kid
is such a
in
freak.
Cleveland, what's his name?
He is, Joey. He is. He
Yeah.
is like a freight train. He is a freight
What's
train.
his-
He's smart.
Yeah, he runs hard.
Players like him are not supposed to be this good for this long.
Not this long.
And Derrick Henry has no signs of slowing down.
None.
Yeah,
None.
well,
Such a freak.
I wouldn't want to try to tackle him. I'm like, no, I wouldn't want that job.
So let me ask you, Byron, do you think Skattebo is going to be good to go health-wise?
I hope so. He should. We'll see. What they start doing, like at mini camp. After the draft, and if he's out there, then he's good to go. But again, the Giants did sign him. We didn't bring that up. The big giant fullback we brought up last week.
Ricard,
a big 305-pound fullback. Man, I would love to be. Well, I've never run it back, but be a running back and run behind that. Woo, Lord have mercy.
I mean, why don't more teams do this? You have a big, giant, fast guy opening up a hole, and all the running back has to do is go through the hole that the guy just opened up. Why are we not doing this more? Hello.
Yeah, but how many, like a lot of, colleges don't run, with fullback, they do, the RPO and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of them don't do it. A lot of them, work with tight ends, as far as, the fullback, kind of thing. And it's like, what is it? How many in the NFL now? Like a handful. It's like, what, 3? The kid at San Francisco.
Right. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
The
Yeah, there are
Dolphins
very
had
few
Alec
fullbacks in the
Ingold.
league. It's crazy.
We just let Alec Ingold go, and I love Alec Ingold. He was a scrappy player. He played that fullback, halfback position. I mean, he was good. I'm sorry we let him go. I wish we didn't. But the best one ever, I gotta tell you, test you guys, football knowledge. Of course, it's Dolphin knowledge, but Lusaka Polite. I don't know if any of y'all remember Lusaka, but
University of Pittsburgh, baby.
Lusaka.
Oh yeah.
So he was
awesome.
good to go. 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. It was a guaranteed first down. Why we ever? We're getting away from using the fullback position. Okay, well that's just stupid because it's a guaranteed first down.
Yeah. I'll tell you another good pickup the Giants got. Isaiah Likely. He's a good tight end.
Yeah,
I'm glad he's not in the Ravens anymore. That is a good tight end. They got a good one there. So
they overpaid.
Hey, whatever.
It's
not my money.
They pay the tight end wide receiver money. Like, come on, man.
I mean, that's a going rate. Look what they just Jackson Smith and Jigma just got $42 million a year for a wide receiver. That's quarterback money, man. That's crazy. But that's
crazy.
That's the going rates now. What are you gonna do?
Yep.
Yeah, Likely is. He's a heck of a player. Of course, you can understand why he left Baltimore and went to the Giants. It all makes sense, right? But that is
He's making more money too, Pamela. The Ravens wasn't going to pay him that kind of money,
right? No. Right. And they knew that. That's why they signed. That's why they re-upped Mark Andrews, even though Mark Andrews is much older.
But him and Jackson got that. They got that relationship together. They came in together. They're going to be together.
Right. It's funny. I was on here about a month ago, and I said, "Well, Harbaugh's probably going to get his own players or whatever from the Ravens," and the people around were like, "Oh no, he won't do that," and he ends up getting Likely. And
they're the New York Ravens. You didn't hear? Joey, you didn't hear? Did you check the news?
The New York Ravens.
They're called the New York Ravens.
Nice.
Being a hater.
Big Blue's going to be Big Purple now?
Not much of a difference between blue and purple. Yeah, so there you go.
I mean, I feel like the Giants last season, I mean, I know they lost some heartbreaking games, and of course, Jackson Dart got hurt and everything, but really, I feel like their team was, doing really good and made huge strides to come forward. And now I feel like they may be a contender at this point. I don't know how you feel, Byron. This is your team for sure, but on the outside looking in, I'm thinking y'all are good.
Well, they have some.
Can I jump in on this one?
They have some kind of.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Byron. I'm sorry.
They have some kind of structure now with John Harbaugh, as the head coach. They kind of I don't know if they pushed him into the background, Shane, as far as doing the GM kind of thing, but it's definitely different, as far he even went as far as firing Ronnie Barnes, the athletic trainer that's been there 6,000 years. They didn't fire him, but they kicked him up to something else. This guy has been back. He's been there since like at least 40 or 50 years. Same guy. And he's changed. He brought a young lady in, to run, operations. I forgot what, from the NFL office, I think. Yep. And so yeah, he definitely changed the way they do business. But I thought when Shane first got there with Dable, that was what he was supposed to do. So what did he do the last 3 years that you get this guy coming in and 1 year is changing everything? Maybe the fact that Harbaugh's been around 17 years, and he probably had like a little bit more say with Baltimore, but yeah, he came in and did a whole bunch of things. They're not even training in like their training camp where they normally are. They're going to be somewhere else. I think West Virginia or something.
Really? Wow.
They're not going to be trained because they have like the soccer stuff is going on as well, so that has something to do with it.
Okay.
They're training somewhere else this year, which is different.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna
sometimes.
Can I say something about? No, I'm just saying that. I know you want to give the Giants the flowers because of Harbaugh, but let's keep it real. The Philadelphia Eagles are still in the NFC East, and so the Giants could beat them and get out of there, then show me something, because I still think the Eagles, the Commanders, is going Eagles, Commanders. All right? If the Giants could get past the Commanders to get to the Eagles, then see me when that happens. But right now, the Philadelphia Eagles is the team to beat in the NFC East, period.
Here, let me retort what you just said.
Okay.
I'm going to say one name, and I'm going to be done. Jeff Stoutland. Jeff Stoutland, the offensive line coach for the Eagles, left.
Oh, man. That's a big loss for them.
Huge loss.
I understand that. And listen, the Eagles line took a hit. I mean, Johnson, a couple of those guys been hurt. When Kelsey went and left and retired, that line ain't been the same. Actually, I get that part, Byron, and it's a good point to make. So I understand the line is what protects Hurts, and we'll see. I just still think the Eagles are the team to beat in the NFC East, period.
I think the Eagles are suspect.
Yeah, I think they're potentially a house of cards that might fall apart. They're just
because of AJ Brown
blowing up.
Because of
AJ Brown, maybe.
Because of everything.
It's Philly, man. Yeah. That's what they do in Philly.
I have no respect for Sirianni. I think he's a lousy coach, and I think that whole team just might fall apart. I think they would be. I'm not a fan of AJ Brown.
All right. So Joey, check this out. How about the Commanders? The Commanders rebuilt over the offseason. Nobody's talking about the Commanders right now, but they made some moves. They're coming. I mean, they had a bad. Your quarterback went down. They had the hottest thing going, man. I'm telling you right now. If the Giants got to go through, they got to climb a lot of steps. And don't forget about the Cowboys, because they still did some things too. And the NFC East, to me, it's a hard thing to figure out what team is going to come out of there. But the Eagles are the favorite. And then I would say after the Eagles are the Commanders. And the Giants could probably work past that. I have to see it. I really have to see it.
Yeah, but the
That's
Giants
cool.
are
I'm not bashing the Giants. Byron knows that I don't do that. I just want to see the Giants show me a little bit more before I just. I think back at the studio they had to cut me off because I was going after them Giants.
all I'm looking at is look how many one score games the Giants lost last year. They were so close in so many games. And look at all the injuries they have. Dart, Skattebo, Neighbors, all these injuries. If they could stay healthy.
Whoa. Well, I mean, listen, it happens in the league. Everybody has injuries. That's part of the game. But listen, the Eagles still, they had injuries too. They had problems. Everybody has problems. How about the Commanders? They lost their quarterback.
Yeah, look how bad they were last year.
Hey, how about that? Let's rank the 4 coaches in the NFC East. Who's number 1?
Harbaugh.
Oh man, come on, Byron.
I think
Either Harbaugh or
pick
the Commander's coach.
or him. Yeah.
Who's second best?
No, I'm gonna take the Commanders coach because he's a Jersey boy, so I'm taking him right to the door. Serious, I'm not taking Harbaugh. I don't even like that guy.
No,
you might not like him, but he's good.
I was gonna say,
yeah, he's good. He's good, but I'm going to take my coach from New Jersey. That's who I'm going to take. I'm taking up the Commanders coach.
He's good. On the coverage right now. There's Harbaugh. You got Quinn.
Yeah.
McCarthy, and you got Sirianni.
No, McCarthy. It's not McCarthy's the coach of the Steelers now. It's Schottenheimer, I think.
You're talking about Schottenheimer.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
To me, Quinn and Harbaugh are up here, and Sirianni and Schottenheimer are way down below. And both of them stink, especially
Schottenheimer
Sirianni.
just has pedigree. That's all he has. He has pedigree from his dad. He is not. He is not, in my book, proven in any way. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that the Giants and the Eagles split last season, right?
Mm-hmm.
They split. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure that the Giants put a whooping on the Eagles in one of those games. And when you look at what the Giants were doing, there was quarterback controversy from the beginning. And then you put the kid in, and the kid is doing great. He needs to learn a couple of things, but he's going to be a really good quarterback if he can learn to get
down, get out of bounds.
Exactly. If he can learn to do that, he's going to be really good. But then he got hurt. So I feel like the Giants are the ones that with just a couple of tweaks of this and that, they're going to be the ones. And I feel like the Eagles are on their way out. Washington, I would say, I think they're a pretty good team. I think the girls are out.
Shots fired.
Again.
The biggest upgrade for the Giants is their coach. Think of the coach last year and think of the coach this year. Whether you like Harbaugh or not, that's a huge upgrade because Dable was just terrible. So that's a huge upgrade in coach. And I'm telling you what, how much of the game is mental? They're going to believe in Harbaugh because Harbaugh is going to instill the culture of a winner. And you might say that's silly, but the mental part is just as important. And he's going to instill a winning attitude and culture.
Coaching is very important in any sport. And when you have a good coach, you get the best out of your players all the time. And Harbaugh is that type of coach. He's going to get the best out of every player. And you can't ask for nothing else in a franchise. So, listen, we're talking about bad coach. How about Adam Gates? Adam, whatever the heck. He was Miami and the Jets. That's a bad coach. All right? Let's keep it real.
Yep. Bad coach.
All-time worst. All-time.
Yes, all-time. Guess who coached the Jets? Always a Jet team.
Eric Mangini, another legendary Jets.
Oh man, Genie wasn't as bad as Adam Gates. So come on, give me a break.
Yeah,
and then Genie was with Belichick. They won a couple of Super Bowls with that guy. Are you kidding me?
I have worse than that. Ray Handley. Remember that game?
Oh man. Well,
Rich Kotite.
No,
yeah,
Ray-
Rich
Ray-
Kotite, all of those guys are bad. They're just off bad limits right now. So yeah, those are bad coaches. But
Ray
he only
Henley
was
never-
bad with the Jets.
That's how bad he was.
Yeah, Rich was bad with the Jets. He was good with the Eagles, but he came bad with the Jets. So.
Al Groh. Well, yeah.
He was a good coach. He wasn't that bad, but he didn't last long. Was he a Giant coach and a Jet coach?
A position.
I think he coached both. And he was a Virginia head coach, I think, at Virginia, if I'm not mistaken.
Flag football.
So there was flag football played, and I guess it was NFL stars against the regular flag football team, and the regular flag football team smoked them.
Yep.
So this is going to be an Olympic sport in a few years when it's in Los Angeles. So, I mean, because everybody assumed, well, obviously you just put the best NFL players and they're going to be the best in flag football. But it sounds like flag football is completely different from NFL football because they can't tackle.
Right.
There's different rules too, so they got
They're a little different. Yep.
Well, I coached, flag football, over here. And it's a completely different mindset. It's completely different mechanics, everything. Because we were talking about that today, as far as, like the USA team, they had smaller guys. They were small, but they're quick.
Yeah.
And like some of the things they were doing, as far as, dropping their hips, called the duck walk, and, quarter turns and half turns and doing all this other stuff. And then enough guys, they don't do all that stuff. And then, there was a couple of times where Saquon Barkley was running the ball and the poor guy got in front of him, man, it was run the dude over. And, that's a penalty. In flag football,
right?
You can't leave your feet. And when we were talking about today, the kind of players that the USA, well, not USA, but the NFL would need to bring, like Jalen Daniels, did a really good job. He would fit in perfect. Lamar Jackson would fit in perfect because of the way he runs. The Devontae Smith, would do well. Any receiver would do well. But as far as like trying to put a running back or on defense, when you got to grab the flag, man, it's different, man. And they blew those guys out. They could have put, I think, like 55 to 20 or something, whatever.
It was not even close.
And they could have scored at us a lot more points, a lot more if they wanted to. And they took it easy on them.
But why would an NFL team allow their players to play in something and potentially get hurt? Jalen Ramsey of the Steelers, he's one of their best cornerbacks, and he was playing in this thing. If he gets hurt and blows out a knee or something like that, he's screwed. I could easily see the Steelers saying, sorry, we're not paying you. You did something outside of the activity. But I don't think NFL teams would be happy for their players playing in these things.
Well, they had like Joe Burrow's playing. My thing is, if I was a GM and I got Burrow, he's making $60 million a year, whatever he's making. Hey, I want to play. No, that'd just be no. Him,
right?
And if you're like a retired guy that maybe retired, like
Tom Brady, go play. Fine,
knock yourself out. But like some of the other guys that just retired, we'll get that. But the guys that are actually playing, them GM,
I agree with that.
These guys play. No way.
Well, and the whole mindset, right? You're talking about Saquon running. Your mindset in the NFL is you run the guy over in front of you. You keep running. It is really hard to switch that. That is completely opposite. And then when you get used to you're doing the flag football rules, and then you go back to the NFL, that hesitation that you might like, because you were getting used to the other rules,
right?
Get you hurt. Do you really think that these teams are going to let their guys go? Because I think the Olympics is in the summer, like June or July, whenever it starts, and mini camps start in July and August.
Right.
Training. Do you really think they'll let their guys miss training camp and then go play flag football, then come back to play? And 9 times out of 10, when you're sitting there, when you're changing from that sport and then you're coming back to this one, they're going to get hurt.
You're going to get hurt.
They don't. But somehow, some way, they're going to get hurt when they go from the flag to come back to the tackle.
Yep.
I think they should send the retired NFL players that are in good condition. I think we can send college players that would beat, that know the rules. Get them out there, let them play like Tom Brady, and let them, teach them the rules. And we don't have to send our superstars. I wouldn't want to send my star. I wouldn't want to send Priest Hall or Garrett Wilson. I'm gonna be like, that ain't gonna be like, that's not gonna work.
Who are they gonna play against? Like, what other country is going to field a good team that's going to like this is silly. Now, what they just did in baseball in the World Baseball Classic, it was funny. Team Italy was very good. Team Italy, of the only qualification to be in Team Italy is you have a vowel somewhere in your name and you eat pizza. That was the only qualification for being in Team Italy. So that's what you would have to do. You would have to have these different very loose rules.
Hey, Joey, let me tell you something. If I played Major League Baseball, I would have probably played for the Italian team because of my last name.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, it'll be funny. They should have just several USA teams or something like that, because otherwise it would just USA gold, silver, bronze. I mean, it's silly. I don't see Canada could sport a team because they have the Canadian Football League. That would be interesting. But
Australia, Germany, some of the European
the
teams.
rugby guys.
Great Britain might be good. You never know. Africa, you better watch out. They might be good in flag football. You never know. They got players in the NFL. So,
could be.
There's some teams that probably might, surprise them. So they got to have their ducks in a row if they're going to get in this, because they're not going to want to lose being America in football. That's our sport. So it's like apple pie. If we lose in flag football to somebody in that, it's not going to be good. This is put it that way.
That would be bad. That would be bad. Yeah.
USA team, they're good. They're 5-time world champions.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good.
I heard the girls are good too. The girls football flag team is good as well.
Very.
I'm quite sure they're going to be ready.
It's a huge. I mean, we're just seeing the beginning stages of it. I think this is going to be the next exploding sport, maybe worldwide. Maybe this is something that becomes a worldwide sport, because you have kids now. And Byron, you coach flag football. As a parent, I would rather have my kid playing flag football instead of tackle football. And we know all the things about concussions and all that stuff. It's a lot safer to play flag football. So I could see this being a sport, and it seems like the NFL is really behind pushing it as the next huge thing. So we could be talking about this 5, 10, 15 years from now, saying, "Holy cow! Do you remember back in 2026 when it was hardly nothing?" And look at it now. I could see it exploding as a big sport.
But it's exploded. It's bigger than you think. We've done around here like the last 4 years, and when I ride around, it's different townships all over the place around here that have these teams. And you're talking about 100, 200 kids. We have almost 100 kids.
Wow.
We go from 5, all the way up to 14. We got a bunch of teams, and
right.
It's cool, as far as like the 5, 6-year-olds, because with them, you stand on the field behind them to kind of direct them, where they need to be. But then by the time they get to be 7, 8, 9, 10, they've improved tremendously. I got kids that I've seen, when they started when they're 5, 6 years old. These kids are tearing it up around here.
Yeah, man. And what's good about it too? It opens it up for more girls to play that love football. I'm all for lady sports all around the world, and I would love to get my daughter out there doing some flag football, man, because I'll have her running. We got her baseball season coming up, so I like to see the sport grow in that way, and let it go, and more for the American fan base to have girls involved in football it's a good thing. So I'm all with it.
We have one young lady that's 6'2" and she's 12.
Wow.
What? Say that again?
She's 6'2" and she's 12 years old.
Oh Lord.
I'll tell you what, when you grow that fast at that young of age, it is very hard to have control over your limbs, because that is a lot that gets away from you at such a young age. I mean, I have a niece that's 6'2". I have one that's 6'1", another that's 6 feet. I'm 5'10". I mean, we're tall, but 6'2" at 12. Oof,
Wow.
man.
And she's still
Is
growing.
she volleyballing? Is she on her feet? She's
Yep.
moving around?
She's a basketball player. I mean, she's not one of where you throw the ball into. I mean, like bring the ball down court, hooping, that kind of 12-year-old.
Okay. Well, work her out, man. Get her ready. Get her
She got
ready,
a
man.
future somewhere.
She's running past the guys, at 12. I mean, but then I saw her sisters. Her sisters are taller than me. They're 6'4", 6. They're big as hell.
Wow. Nice. Byron, tell their mom, what they need to do is go get in a ballet class. And I'm not kidding. A ballet class. In fact, there's not a soul on the planet that couldn't go take a ballet class, but a ballet class will help give them so much control and strength, and it'll help in their sports that they want to do. There's nothing that they could do better for themselves than to be in a ballet class. Ballet teacher.
Hey, Lynn
Nice.
Swan.
I like that. Hey.
Remember Steelers legend wide
Yeah, Lynn Swan was that.
He was big
Lynn
into
Swan,
ballet.
I remember that. Joey, I know where you're coming from, brother. I remember that.
Yeah.
I'm dancing with the stars. I'm not ballet, I'm just dancing with the stars.
Yep. Now ballet. That you can see down here. We have a few comments from Greg talking about Najee being washed up. Yeah, we were kind of talking about that. And then Big Blue Ant. What's up? Hey.
Hello.
Answer the building.
Hey.
All right. Well, that'll do it for us. Hey, thanks so much. I'm sure Victor will be here next week. We miss you, Victor. It is not the same without him, but we still had a great time. And thank goodness, Byron, you were here, because when you weren't here, I was panicking a little bit. It's like, okay, me, Froggy, and Pamela, we could have a good show, but it's not Jersey Boys if we don't have one of the Jersey Boys.
Yep.
Yeah. What would we? Hey, let me ask you. What would we would have called it, Pamela, Joey? Since Byron showed up, what would we have said? Like the three of us, like
AFC Roundup or something like that.
There
I don't know.
you
We're all AFC
let's sports roundup or something. We'll just leave the sports roundup. Sounds good, guys. With that sounds good or no?
You better clear that with Santiago first.
Right. Yeah, we'd have to check with him. But anyway, hey,
because we got the AFC East right here. It was all AFC. We
North
could
right
the
here.
AFC report easy because we're all from the AFC. So.
Yep. All right. But thanks everybody for coming on.
Absolutely. Nice meeting you, Pamela. Joey, it's always
Pamela. Yeah, good seeing you again, Froggy.
Joey, I want to come on a bag of donuts with you, man. What's up?
Let's go. Yeah.
I'm ready. Whenever you send it to me, let me know, brother. I'm ready.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Yeah.
Good to see you again, Byron.
My regular podcast, The Donut Bag, is on Mondays at 8. The Jersey Boys is on Thursdays at 8, usually. 8, yes, 8. And so we'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone.
All right.
All right, everybody.
Bye.
Peace.
All right.